Tell us in the comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with everyone you know.
Most all of my viewers today are familiar with social media. You know, it's a vital tool that we use today. It helps us disseminate information. We get to contact our friends and loved ones who are abroad. And it's pretty educational as well. Okay, personally, if I were to, if I have a question or if I want to find out something, I ask Google. If I want to learn how to use a certain product, I go on YouTube. So it's there. But we have to remember that we need to be careful with what we say and what we read on social media. So for this episode, I invited a youth organization called Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking, or for short, YFACT PH. So they promote proper usage of social media. Now, I have 4 officers here today, and they're going to talk about, of course, their organization, what they do, their projects, how they promote proper usage of social media. And later on, I'll be asking their opinions on how we could create a safe environment on social media, and maybe they could also give us tips on how we could help create this environment. Right, so let me introduce to you the 4 officers of YFACT PH. First, we have John Philip Bravo. He is the national chairperson of YFACT PH.
Hello, America. Thank you so much for inviting us today. I'm so excited.
Same. I'm actually pretty excited because this is a topic that us youth or us millennials are very, very familiar with. Right. So I'm sure there will be a few questions later on, but we'll get to that. Next, we have Nathaniel Johan Villegas, or Nathan. He is the national vice chairperson of YFACT PH. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Erica. Hello also to all the viewers out there. We're very excited to be here today.
Okay. And we have Danica Bergamo. She is the National Secretary General of YFACT PH.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
And last, we have John Benedict Cabrera. He is the Deputy Director for Education and Research for YFACT PH.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us.
Thank you as well. So there you go. These are the 4 officers of YFACT PH, or Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking. Now, for this segment, maybe we could get to know more about the organization. I'd like to talk to John Philip and John Benedict about the organization. So, how is it? What is the story behind the organization? Maybe you can tell us when and how was it created.
Thank you again, Erica. I think we can all agree that social media today really plays an important role in our daily lives, right? Social media, for me, social media today is a virtual extension of ourselves. From the moment we wake up to the time that we go to bed, we grab our smartphones and scroll down our newsfeed, right? So this is how Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking was born. We acknowledge that Filipinos today no longer just go online to check what their friends are doing or upload their latest selfie, but to also post their insights on different issues. So from the growing trend of fake news online to the weaponization of the internet today, to destroy our democratic institution, a group of young Filipino leaders from different universities made a decision to take a stand and continue to the good fight. So, YFACT PH, it's an organization of youth leaders advocating for responsible social media use.
When was the organization created?
The organization was created last June 2017. It was actually the time when Mocha Uson is very popular in social media. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, during that time, no. Okay, maybe you could tell us more about the mission and vision of YFACT PH.
So YFACT PH has the goal of promoting better online spaces and, of course, to promote the responsible use of social media. So what is our mechanism? How do we do that? Because we allow the people to exercise the right to be informed and to access accurate information. While we acknowledge the fact that not everyone has the capability to access accurate information from our mainstream news sites, and that's why it serves as also a platform for fake news. And these fake news can be really dangerous as they shape the political opinions of a lot of people, where they also promote a culture of divisiveness, where people are no longer open to discourse. Another thing that YFACT is promoting is upholding proper ethics in the use of social media. It is ethical to promote a healthy discussion for everyone so that we could have a better online space, and we could do that by amplifying the use of social media for social justice and social good.
Okay, that's great. Your organization is actually very timely, no? Especially nowadays, everyone is on social media. So how do you usually screen your members? I'm sure there might be a couple of viewers who may be interested to be a member of YFACT PH. So maybe you could somewhat promote how do we become a member of YFACT PH?
To be a member, since it's from the acronym Young Filipino, so pag feel mo lang na young ka, not just parang kasi parang during that time when it was parang kini-create pa yung org, parang sabi namin youth na lang ang gamitin sa letter Y. However, parang kasi parang nakakaano lang siya, intimidate, or not just hindi lang naman nakaka-intimidate, pero parang kasi ang youth, kasi pag ginamit mo yung term na youth, is parang may age lang siya, di ba? May age bracket lang siya. So parang, kaya the founding members, sige young na lang, para we can also welcome young professionals, yung mga working, right? So, ayun. So, when it comes to the membership recruitment naman, ayun, nagpasagot kami ng mga sa Google form ng questions about issues that are relevant. So for example, what's your stand on, or during that time, what's your stand about the death penalty, about certain issues, mga social issues. And then since we also advocate critical thinking, doon namin malalaman na, okay, itong member na to, critical siya, ganyan. So, and then after that, we actually conducted series of interviews para makita namin yung kung gaano ka-interesado yung nag-a-apply. So parang it's like a job recruitment, parang ganun na din. But we're just a volunteer organization.
There. I guess just watch out na lang for their announcement for those who are interested in becoming a member. Yeah. So you mentioned, John Philip, a while ago that you also invite young professionals. Do you currently have those in the working class?
Yes. Some is a law student, working in the government, working in media. Like me, I'm also working in the media. Some is an accountant, CPA. So yeah, it's actually diverse kasi may mga from Mindanao na working na din, may mga taga Visayas, and hindi lang talaga siya nakafocus here sa Metro Manila. So it's really all around the Philippines.
Nice. Okay. That's great. So, have you been to Visayas or Mindanao as YFACT or not yet?
We actually received some invites,
Mm.
like speaking engagement in different, like in Baguio, in Visayas, to hold some of our projects. But since we're just a youth volunteer organization, we don't have the capacity pa na pumunta sa mga iba't ibang iba't ibang places, lalo-lalo na paglabas na siya ng Metro Manila. But hopefully, in the next coming years, in the next coming months, pag okay na ang lahat, ayan, makakapag, ano na rin, focus na rin sa iba't ibang place, not just here in Metro Manila.
To talk about their projects, I'd like to invite Nathan. He is the National Vice Chairperson of YFACT PH, and also Danica. She is the National Secretary General of YFACT PH. Hello, Nathan and Danica.
Hello, Erica.
Okay, great. Okay, now I can hear Nathan. Okay, so tell us, what projects have you guys done?
Okay, so basically we have two types of projects. Since YFAC is a social media org, we have both offline and online projects. So for our main offline project, we have the Fact PH Now. It's a social media summit. We have a same day edit that we could show while I really discuss the
Okay.
objectives and the workarounds of the event.
Okay, great. So we'll be showing a
Okay, okay. So basically, the which now social media summit, an annual summit that aims to train organizations and individuals. Okay, okay.
Okay, so that was the same day edit, right? For your summit.
Yes. So let's talk about the summit now. So basically, the objectives of our annual social media summit aims to train organizations and individuals around the Philippines on how to efficiently and effectively use social media so they could utilize it to promote social good and other advocacies. Okay, so the summit was first held in 2017 at San Beda, Manila. So it gathered speakers from various sectors to discuss issues that are present in social media, because we can't deny that social media is a huge part of our lives right now, and it encompasses a lot of sectors and a lot of work, a lot of interests. So it also included breakout workshops on different topics. It hopefully inspired the youth of today to use social media in a more responsible manner. During our social media summits, we have over 150 to 300 participants composed of students, young professionals, influencers, and advocates from all over the country.
So, ayan, recently kasi we had our COVID-19 donation drive. So, we were able to raise 150,000 pesos in partnership with different social media influencers and celebrities to support our frontliners and the Filipino families. So, we gave sets of personal protective equipments, medical supplies, grocery supplies for our healthcare workers, and of course the street vendors that were greatly affected by the Luzon lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are some of the pictures ng mga pinuntahan naming different hospitals in Metro Manila.
Okay, so now going back to our media literacy caravans. So that yung pic right now is an old pic from 2018. We had our first media literacy caravan in Bocaue, Bulacan, in the partnership of Project Pearls, which is a charity that aims to help out-of-school youth and other children who may be in need of assistance. So we talked about bullying, disinformation, misinformation, and how social media is really prominent in our daily lives. So next pictures, please. So there we discuss these topics to our students. So that picture right now is our latest social media in Mandaluyong, Barangay Nuzaniga. So that's for elementary to senior high school students living in that barangay. We also talk about the same topics. This one is in Museo Pambata, also in partnership with Project Pearls. Those are scholars from Tondo, Manila. We've talked about the same, social media, cyberbullying, disinformation. Then we also had a workshop. We had them write letters to our Philippine president right now, Rodrigo Duterte, and we posted the letters on our Facebook page after the event, and it showed how impactful social media really is when they gather information. The picture right now is when we had another media literacy caravan in National University. We had those in partnership with their student government for the senior high school students of National University. And then that one was in San Beda College, Alabang. We also had a media literacy caravan there, and we had one prominent speaker, which was Attorney Florin Hilbay, who talked about social media and law during that media literacy caravan. Ayan. So basically, during our media literacy caravans, we also talk on different topics like how social media is applicable to content creation, how social media is used to promote advocacies, how social media can be used or is being used to spread disinformation or misinformation, and what we can do about caravans. We talk about bullying and how cyberbullying affects people in social media. So what we do is we show them the effects of what bullying can do to the extent of it, because what social media allows us to do is to bash people, to talk about harmful things on a screen. So basically, we have a screen in front of us, and it's not necessarily our real face or our real information. So we talk about the effects of what really can happen if we continue to bully other people, if we continue to bash other people. So what we do is we talk to them about how to avoid these kinds of behaviors and what to do if if people are being cyberbullied on social media. So we tell them na we should avoid engaging, we should approach authorities whenever possible. Tell our parents if you're too young to handle this on our own, because social media has its bad sides, but it also has its good sides in the community, in our families, and the friends we make through social media. On local government support, we currently don't have any, but when we host our media literacy caravans, we partner with the Sangguniang Kabataan during our latest one in Mandaluyong.
Now we're gonna talk about responsible use of social media. So again, YFACT PH, your organization, you promote that. But why is this so important? Why is it important for us to use social media responsibly?
Siguro mauna na ako, Erica.
Sure.
As I mentioned earlier, diba, sabi ko, for me, social media today is a virtual extension of ourselves. So if kapag nade-judge ka na agad-agad. So when someone check your Instagram account, so makikita na agad na, okay, traveler to si kuya, ganyan, or religyoso to si an ate, ganyan. Kasi makikita nila na you share Bible quotes, ganyan, or you always travel. So, na-judge ka na agad once you post something online. So, everyone will agree with me siguro that the social media environment today must become toxic, lalo na kapag pinag-uusapan natin ang mga politiko, ang ating gobyerno, right? And also, why is this important? Because according to a study from We Are Social 2019 Digital Report, we're the social media capital in the world. So Filipinos actually spend the most time on social media worldwide for at more than 4 hours every single day. So it's also, if you will really see, if you will actually notice right now, lalo-lalo na ngayong pandemic, makikita natin na social media is really plays an important role in our lives. From physical classes, face-to-face na klase, ngayon, natatransform na siya into online classes. Diba? Gumagamit na ang ating mga professors ng iba't ibang apps to hold their online classes. And also, yung mga donation drives na dapat na usually, nung mga nakaraan, yung dati pa is mahirap para pupunta ka sa bahay-bahay para humingi ng donation. But right now, because of the power of social media, para mag-post ka lang ng something, i-share na yan ng mga friends mo, ng mga maraming tao. So it's really evolving and it does not show signs of slowing down. So we have to really use it responsibly, and I think we can also use it for nation building.
Media really has its positive effects when it comes to dissemination of information, when it comes to sharing things about our lives. But we have to also realize that social media, although it's a virtual extension of ourselves, it's not necessarily ourselves as a whole. So when we look at social media on Facebook, on Instagram, we don't post whatever we're doing right now. We don't say na, right now I'm having a bad time. But what we post is our happy selves, we use it to boast and to brag. So yung nangyayari is we create a false sense of image.
I was in college because my parents believed that they wanted to protect us from the negative influences of social media. So what can you say regarding that question?
Okay, so mas magsisimula na siguro ako. I guess naman na may mga certain aspects yung buhay natin na hindi talaga makontrol or hindi kontrolado ng mga magulang natin. As much as we want na yung mga kabataan ay nalilimitahan lamang yung impormasyon na pumapasok sa kanila na ito'y mabubuti lamang, but hindi siya 100% sure. I mean, para siyang idea na ayokong palabasin din yung anak ko sa mundo, sa labas ng bahay, kasi baka ma-influensyahan din siya ng masasamang bisyo, ng masasamang impormasyon. parang ganun din naman sa mundo ng social media. Um, Hindi natin 100% sure na kakayanin or makakaya talaga na kontrolin yung mga impormasyon na pumapasok sa mga anak natin. Pero as much as possible, yes, um, it should start with the family talaga, yung kung paano tumatakbo yung impormasyon sa loob ng bahay niyo.
Okay.
And siguro para dagdagan na rin yun, sabi nga ni Ate Danica, ni Kuya JP, it all starts with the family. And nandun talaga yung foundation of values na nagsisimula talaga sa formative years ng isang bata. So, kung matibay talaga ang values ng isang bata at na-inculcate sa kanya yung pagiging critical, yung pagiging aware of what is happening right now, then in a sense, mababawasan yung negative influence and siya pa mismo ang magsispread ng good influence to other students or other social media users as well.
The question is, kids nowadays are glued in social media, which means less interaction with family and other people. What can you advise to these kids? Totoo yan, I see that a lot. Actually, there are some at age 4, they know how to use an iPad already. I never owned an iPad. I mean, dati wala pa naman yung iPad. But maybe you can advise these kids on how to use their time wisely on social media? Who can start?
So, I guess, balikan natin yung sinabi nila Danica and ni JP na it all starts with the family. Kasi sometimes we see as a kid, pwede nating makita yung parents natin na sila rin ay tutok sa social media. Sila rin ay, they're always on their phones, pag uwi nila sa bahay, pag galing din natin sa school, makikita lang natin sila na nanonood ng movies or nagbabrowse din ng Facebook. So in a way, may influence din here yung family. Kasi kailangan sila din magkaroon ng engagement with their children, with their kids, na para mag-build ng relationship na hindi lang sa social media nakabase. Tapos for those naman na addicted na, let's say, hindi naman din masama na i-limit yung hours nila on social media or in front of devices. Ang alam ko, there are certain devices na may settings for young children na pwedeng iset ilang hours lang sila on this specific application or ilang hours lang sila pwede mag-phone. So, from there, pwede na natin malimit. Pero of course, pag hindi na sila nagpo-phone, kailangan din natin silang bigyan ng activities that they could do without their phones para hindi sila ganun ka-reliant on their mobile devices and on social media.
Good answer.
I
I like
add
that.
na rin doon.
Okay, go ahead.
I think parents should really establish a routine for their children talaga. That there are certain set of hours or times of the day that they can use their social media. Doon papasok yung saying talaga na moderation is key. So, yun nga, inculcation ng values sa tahanan, pati na rin ang viewpoint that social media should be an extension of ourselves. It should not hinder us from extending ourselves to other people.
Actually, there are people who are not on social media. Does your organization tackle that aspect, and how, if ever you do? Someone can answer. Or, ayun.
We don't have that yet, Erica, but I think dito magpo-fall yung media literacy caravan projects namin because we acknowledge that not all people are in social media. Not in social media, and at the same time, may access sa information. Kaya we go to communities, we partner with different organization, non-profit organization. At the same time, our latest media literacy caravan is we partnered with the barangay and SK officials. So talaga, kumbaga sa Tagalog is pupunta kami sa mga laylayan ng lipunan because we acknowledge that not all people are on social media and have an access to information. So parang right now, di ba, we have the ABS-CBN shutdown. So sabi, may mga argument na parang andyan naman ang social media, andyan naman ang Facebook to watch and check the news However, sa mga probinsya, ang mga malalayong probinsya, mga malalayong lugar, ang access lang nila is through television, um, through meron man silang access sa mga kanilang mga Facebook account pero limited. So I think yung media literacy caravan namin dito siya mag-fall. Yung we really go to communities and barangays para i-educate sila na this is how social media works, this is what's happening in social media, na may fake news online, how do we combat it, so etc. So ayun.
Okay. Great. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, no? Because yun nga, again, not everyone also has access, no? So it's good that you guys are doing this caravan to further not only promote your organization but to really teach the youth and update them kung ano na talaga nangyayari sa Philippines. How can we maximize our time with the use of social
I
media?
think 3 tips I can give, Erica, on how people can maximize their time with the use of social media. I think first, this is just very simple. They can turn off push notification on social media para hindi masyadong parang tawag dito, kinakain yung time on social media. I think this can help. They can turn off push notification on social media. Second, don't feed the trolls. So know your battles wisely. And third one is beware of fake news. So yun nga yung na-share kanina, we have to be mindful of what we share online. And also, education is still the key. As I mentioned earlier, the government and the educational institution plays an important role in social media. So I think more digital literacy and awareness of the effects of excessive social media. So this needs to be fixed. So ayun.
Okay. Any shout outs to your fans, friends?
I think for YFACT PH na lang. So if may mga viewers tayo and listeners online, if you want to be a member, or if you have any questions, or if you need assistance, you can visit our Facebook or Twitter account. Just search YFACT PH. And also we're on Instagram, so just search YFACT PH.
All right. How about Nathan, Mr. National Vice Chairperson?
Ako naman, I guess, I agree with what JP has said. But I guess I'll tackle on the more personal, how we personally consume social media. Kasi when we talk about maximizing our time, we often think of it as not necessarily procrastinating every time we go on social media, to not always fall for those clickbait titles or those yung mga videos na are meant to actually take away time from our productivity.
Keep
Kasi
on educating, and when we try to educate people on social media, speak with love and speak with humility. Yung hindi kailangan natin i-prove, i-invalidate kung ano yung ibang argumento.
Thank you, YFACT PH. You know, I'm so glad to have you on my show. I personally learned a lot, and I hope the viewers learned a lot as well. Again, for those who are maybe who could help YFACT PH, they're looking for sponsors and members. So just contact them. You can contact them on Facebook and on Instagram. So thank you again to the 4 officers. I hope you are well, and please stay safe. All right.
Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.